Crafting crimes. True crime in VR. You didn't think it was possible, but now it is. Build the crime scene, see the story and how it unfolds. This free demo gives you that exact experience in virtual reality. So the story this sets us in is in the Bodine house in the 1800s of America, with a family of two daughters, a stepmother, and a dad. The story goes as the father was mysteriously appeared in the living room, murdered on the couch, and the stepmom was upstairs and murdered. They were a very wealthy family and they had a lot of money. And with that, none of it got supposedly passed down to Lizzie or Emma. And we build the house out of cardboard and mache in VR to learn the story of how it goes. This is one of the cases that never got solved, but when the police came to the house, there was mysteries all over to suggest that one of the sisters could have done it, or it could have been foul play altogether. And as you build the house as you go, you get a little idea of what happens and the process of the creator of this idea, who made the app and the game, of what they do with recreating real life crime scenes in model form.
Amidst all that blood was a horrifying sight. Mr. Borden on the couch, brutally murdered, hacked to death with a sharp object. Later during the murder trials, prosecutors exhibited his skull. He'd been struck multiple times in the head with a hatchet. The brutality shocked the entire nation. But Andrew Borden wasn't the only murder at the house that day. Upstairs was another gruesome scene waiting to be discovered. Upstairs was a little bit more complicated. It's almost as if the house was divided in two, one half for the daughters and the other half for their father and stepmother. This staircase led to the daughters' rooms, the guest room, and a closet. Emma's room. On the day of the murder, Lizzie's older sister Emma was away on a trip. Lizzie's father and stepmother lived at the back of the house, with a separate staircase that led straight to their room from a side door. Abby had a dressing room almost as big as Emma's room. Lizzie's room. Despite the family's wealth, these bedrooms were small. Living this close with tension already high, it wouldn't be hard for resentment to build, or to turn into something worse. That empty space you see now, that's the guest room. After finding the first body downstairs, one of the witnessing neighbors ventured upstairs, and to their shock, another body was lying on the floor of the guest room. First, let's furnish the room. Lizzie's maternal uncle John was visiting at the time and was staying in the guest room. Abby had probably come upstairs to make the bed for him. And there it is, the Borden house, complete. 2 savage murders, but no suspects. Historians and enthusiasts have been researching this case for years. Reports and evidence gathered give us some kind of an idea into how that August morning of 1892 unfolded for the Bordens. What happened on that fateful day? Let's try to reconstruct the timeline of August 4th, 1892. August 4th began routinely. It was a sweltering day. The maid likely woke up early to start her chores. Andrew, Abby Borden, and their visitor, Uncle John, likely eat breakfast together in the dining room. Nothing out of the ordinary so far. Around 9 a.m., a man believed to be Mr. Borden's employee arrived to collect a debt. Mr. Borden apparently resolved the issue. About a half an hour later, he and John, Lizzie's uncle, are said to have left into town. Abby Borden heads upstairs to the guest room to make the bed. We believe that's when she struck 18 or 19 times in the back of the head with a hatchet. Investigators believe she turned to face her attacker, then collapsed after she was struck. She falls face down on the floor and lies there, undiscovered for over an hour. "10:30 a.m. Mr. Borden returned home and found the side door locked. He then went around to the front entrance, where he also struggled with the lock, eventually having to bang on the door. Bridget rushed to open it. And as she did, she reported hearing a giggle from upstairs. Looking up, she saw Lizzie at the top of the staircase. At some point, Andrew makes his way to the sitting room and decides to take a nap. Lizzie claimed to have been outside for about 15 minutes when a loud noise from the house startled her. She went back inside and was met with a horrifying sight. Her father on the couch, brutally murdered, hacked to death by numerous blows. Then Lizzie calls out, "Maggie, come quick! Father's dead. Somebody came in and killed him." In a panic, Lizzie instructed Bridget to alert the neighborhood doctor. Neighbors soon gathered and the Borden residence transformed into a chaotic scene. At this point, Abby was nowhere to be found. Until someone checked upstairs and found her body. After that, things start to move quickly. Police arrived, but the scene had already been compromised by foot traffic. Authorities sweep the home looking for evidence, and they find an axe with a seemingly freshly broken handle in the cellar. The axe would later be used at the trial, where they used it to line up against molds made of the Borden skulls, but it was ultimately ruled out as the actual murder weapon in American history. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you gained a literal new perspective from crafting this crime. What I love about a finished model is being able to explore it. This house is yours now. Explore it anytime, revisit the story, and form your own theory.
This is a really cool concept that I haven't really seen a lot of coverage on, and I just had to show how creative and thoughtful this is gone through. The only episode is this one available now of the Bourdain murder case, but there are 2 others that are supposedly coming soon. Let me know what you think about this. This is a hand tracking AR experience, and I've gotta say it's very interesting. Just if you're wanting to have something to watch, maybe learn something new, or hear true crime in a new face of fashion that you haven't had before. This really brings something new to the table, which I think a lot more people should be having a look at.